Hello Internet, Tim here. I'm making another clay figure. This time it's Twilight Princess Midna, but her true form, her human form. And that's a challenge for me because it's the most ambitious project for making like a realistic human body, which is hard to get like the proportions right and everything. So I'm happy with how it's turning out so far. Let me show you stuff. So here's the reference image. This is Midna at the very end of Twilight Princess. And that's really challenging because it is the human figure. And you have to get all the proportions right. And that's, yeah, not easy. I did find a really cool reference from different angles here. And it has a lot of detail. You can see a lot of face detail here. And then a lot of details on the garment. But also just different angles on the body. So what I've got so far is this here. And I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out so far. Just kind of the proportions and just the shapes. My girls were giggling a little bit about some of the details, but I kind of had to make that in order for it to turn out the final result. So I'm going to put the arm. I think what I'm going to do. Well, first of all, I started with a skeleton that kind of has a wire that goes up each leg to the middle, up and out to the arm. Same thing on the other side, and then I would. I saw online where you can like twist the wire around it. The guy who did that had like aluminum wire, which I don't have. I have a regular baling wire, galvanized steel. So I couldn't do the really tight winding in the middle. So I just stripped off the paper from a twisty, and I did it with that. So it's not as secure, but actually it works pretty well. I was able to move it around a little bit, make sure the legs were the same length. So I think I'm gonna work on a little more and then fire it. And then add arms and head and all those other things later so that the body is not all damaged and squishy by the time I'm done putting the clothes and everything else on it. So that's what I have as far. Okay, so here we are. I think it's ready to go in the oven like this, and hopefully it will not fall or anything. And then I will be able to add more details and clothes and stuff like that. And there she goes into the oven along with Shoshana's Squirtle, which is super cute. We'll see how it turns out. Ta-da! Freshly baked Midna and Squirtle. That's a really cute squirrel. Okay, so more progress. I forgot that her whole leg was black, and I could have done it all in black. But I did her arms in black. I'm not super happy with. It was really hard to get the face shape right, and you know, just profile. So we'll see. I know she's got a lot of hair and veil, or like a shawl and everything. So I think it'll look good still, but I'm not super happy. The hands are a little wonky, but I'm going to stick with those. Anyway, more progress. This is taking a long time. This one is ending up with a lot of firings. I've got a skirt and hair, and I want to fire that before I do the hood, the cloak, really. I think that's the last big piece. And then there's some maybe detailed work, like the crown and all that stuff. So yeah, into the oven with you again. Well, I was worried I was going to run out of black, but for the cloak, but I made myself a paper template for that, and I spread it really thin, and then on the bottom I put this pattern. I will show you. So yeah, there's a black layer on this side. There's a layer of glow here actually, and her skin is actually glowing. And then anyway, or glow in the dark. And then I've just put other clay and kind of made a sort of geometric-ish pattern with circles and stuff. Similar to the patterns that I have put on her arms and legs and her skirt, which I think turned out pretty cool. I've also put a little gem thingy on her forehead and anklet. So yeah, coming along okay. She still looks a little bit too much like a drag queen, but for my liking, but it is what it is. We'll just see if the hood helps. and the extra hair. Well, there she is, Midna, ready to go into the oven for, I think, the last time. I'm going to make a little Triforce pedestal for her to stand on. I intend to paint the back here with the paint pens in a pattern. And then, yeah, so pretty cool with, yeah, overall. I'm very happy with it, but definitely a learning experience on some things, and the cloak worked out. Alrighty. Well, I had a little adventure. That wasn't the last time I actually put it in the oven. I added this little Triforce-y thing to sort of match the amiibo with a little pedestal thingy instead of a flat pedestal. And I assumed that the feet would be attached enough, but when I took it out, she just basically fell straight over. Several pieces went missing. She lost fingers, thumb, big toe, cracks there, cracks. Actually, her cape completely fell off here, and cracked there and there. Her head, all the jewelry fell off. She lost so much. Yeah, so anyway, I've put the pieces back that I could find, and then I did a little patching replace, and I used crazy glue. In the past, I've used hot glue to kind of repair these things, but I think crazy glue is better because it might survive in the oven another firing, which I'm hoping, because I had to completely replace, so I had to add. I found most of her toes. Her big toe completely crumbled when I tried to put it on, so I'm gonna fire that, and then there's a little piece of black up here. Everything else, though, pretty much went back on. I'm hoping that it will just all fire and be fine. I crazy glued her feet to the pedestal. I'm also going to add a support, put the glass back in next to her just in case, especially for when I'm taking it out. I might actually let it cool in the oven, but we'll see. So yeah, big tragedy. Yeah, you can see all her fingers fell off, and I glued them back on, except for like 2 right there. Yeah, I really like the designs. I kind of cribbed off of what I saw online, and looked pretty cool. So I'm happy with the design and the overall look and everything. And I just hate it when they fall down and crack and break and everything. And she made it out of the oven fine. Let's see, what is this? Loctite super glue gets my endorsement. Seems to have done fine in the oven. And yeah, there's the other Twilight Princess associated amiibos. I think I'm going to make her a Wolflink and Midna, because she's Midna. Even though I was tempted to do a Princess Zelda, but I think Midna's better. Wolflink and Midna. So there we are. We'll probably do a polish on her, or a glaze, and that is that. Thanks for watching. It's been an adventure here. Bye-bye. As I mentioned earlier, I made Midna with glow-in-the-dark skin and some clothing that's glow-in-the-dark, and hair, actually, that's glow-in-the-dark. I mixed the clay, the glow clay with colored clay, so it's not as bright, but it's pretty cool. And because she's the Twilight Princess, it's awesome that she glows. So I'm going to show you that. Okay, so here's Midna with the lights on, and then when it becomes dark, you can't see anything, can you? I can see stuff. I'm not sure how that's turning out. Yeah, it's glowing. Isn't it pretty, Lucy? Yeah, alrighty. Okay, well, I guess that was mildly disappointing. It does not show up in video. However, I will post a link in the description of somewhere I posted a picture, because it does show up in photos of the glowing. And again, it's like her skin, plus this the inside of her cloak and her hair, which is So, till next time, bye.